If you grew up in the mid-90s, you would remember a time when VHS started to disappear. That was because of the rise of the DVD. DVDs were just a better way to watch movies. They were a lot smaller than tapes, they didn't get stuck in the VCR, you didn't have to rewind them, and not to mention the amazing quality. Plus, you had behind-the-scene footage, commentary, deleted scenes. DVDs were just awesome. Some of my best memories are of hanging out in a Blockbuster on a Friday night for way too long trying to choose a movie to watch. This process becoming even more difficult when in a group. I found us the movie we're going to watch tonight. Goal of the Dead. Goal of the Dead. Get this. They're a soccer team and they verse zombies. Yeah, you've heard of it? Goal of the Dead.
Sounds terrible.
Soccer plus zombies.
No.
How can you lose?
You're banned from picking movies.
It was almost impossible to choose a DVD, but that was part of the fun. See, it wasn't just about the movie, it was about the experience. But sadly, those good times have come to an end. And now, the last Blockbuster in Sydney is closing down. With the rise of streaming online, people don't even have to get off their couch to watch movies anymore. It seems like the DVD store is a thing of the past. A story we'll tell our children. Back in my day, you had to travel to a place and rent a movie, sometimes weekly, sometimes overnight. That's right, you had to come back the next day or you'd get a late fee. Watch as their tiny childlike eyes glaze over in disbelief. Adrian and Helen Smith have been running this Blockbuster store in Mount Annan for over 16 years now. But unfortunately, they will be closing their doors for the last time any day now. Well, tell us a bit about how you started. I believe it was around 16 or so years ago you've opened up this store.
Yeah.
You've been working with videos for many years before that.
Yeah,
Tell
that's
us a
right.
bit
Well,
how you started.
I bought a store in '99 in Raby, little store for. I bought that. It would have been May 1999.
Yeah.
I had that for a couple of years. But I also worked in this area, and I saw the centre was being built. So we were actually the first tenant in the centre.
Wow.
We're the only original tenant from the in the centre, apart from Woolworths, of course.
Yeah.
So we've been here for the whole time. So we sold the other store so we could open up this one, and we've been operating all that time. So.
Right. And can you tell us a bit about the what it was like around that time, around 2000, 2001, like what
Madness.
the atmosphere was like on a Friday and Saturday night?
Madness. It was fantastic.
Yeah.
We used to serve 60 customers an hour for a period of about 5 hours straight. So we serve a customer a minute for about 5 hours. Absolutely bedlam, you know, the place was humming, people everywhere. 4 and 5 staff on, and it was great. It was a good atmosphere, and it was good time, good fun. Back in the old VHS days, rewinding tapes and all that sort of stuff.
So tell us a bit about how things changed over the years, and at what point did you sort of notice that people weren't coming into the store as much?
February 2005.
February 2005, that's very specific.
Very specific, yeah.
Why is that?
It was like 20% of the population stopped renting overnight. That's what it was like. We always knew that because of the technology, I don't know, because of the technology, we knew that you know, you have growth and then you would probably start to plateau and then you would start to fall, and you know, technology with piracy and all the things that were coming in, we're going to change that.
Yeah.
But it didn't happen that way. It did that. It went there and then it just turned around and went the other way. I actually had this store and another store at the same time. I remember it because I just opened a new store and I was just getting divorced at the same time. So it was like it was like a perfect storm.
Yeah.
So that was 2005. It was like overnight across Sydney, everyone just stopped renting.
Well, what did you enjoy most about owning a Blockbuster? Was there something that stood out?
Making money was good.
Yeah, right. That's always good.
Don't do as much of that anymore. Look, it was a fun industry to be in. You know, people loved it. People loved the entertainment. People loved what you were selling. So it wasn't like you were trying to flog something to people that they didn't want.
Yeah.
They were coming in. They wanted the product you had. So that was great. And it was young and it was fun. And we had lots of kids here. And probably one of the best things for us is that, you know, over the years we've managed to mentor dozens and dozens of kids that have started their jobs here.
Yeah, wow.
And that's a really good thing to do, you know. And we took that seriously. We didn't just, you know, a lot of stores I think exploit kids and rip them off.
Yeah.
Yeah, we didn't. We took what we were doing seriously, and we gave them a good start, and hopefully gave them a good understanding of what was required of them in the workplace, and sent them out with a bit more knowledge than they came in with any luck anyway.
Yeah, that's awesome. And how about all the customers that came in? Did you see them grow over the years from a little kid to an adult?
Yeah, lots of people come in when they were young, and then you see them later on. They got families and kids with them and that sort of stuff. Or even our staff, you know, a lot of our staff that were here when they were 15 have come in now and they've got kids.
Yeah.
So we've got a lot of members that joined in the first month or few months that we were open and are still current members today. Still active members today, sort of 16 years later. So a lot of people have been in the area for a long time. We've certainly been an institution in this area anyway, in this region, because we've been here for so long.
Yeah, right. Well, out of all these movies that you've sold or rented, is there any one movie that didn't get rented?
There's actually quite a few. Every month or two, you buy a movie and you look at it after a few weeks. So I look at every movie. We run reports, look at every movie to see how it's turning. You know, with making money, not making money. Yeah. Helps you make your buying decisions for later on. And there's some movies that just don't rent. You buy them and they sit on the shelf and they just never rent.
They just don't go anywhere.
So they're the only, and you wonder why sometimes. But you know, because there's some garbage that rents. And there's other stuff that could be quite a good movie and doesn't rent for whatever reason. Yeah. So more often than not I got it right, but sometimes I got it very wrong as well. Yeah. And every now and then you find something that you think is going to rent in bigger numbers than it does. It still rents, but nowhere near as popular as you think it's going to be. So,
is there one movie that did really well, like overall that you could say was rented the most? That might be too hard of a question. But.
Yeah, look, it is. Well, actually, one for some, I don't know why this one stands out to me, but there was a movie called Sweet Home Alabama with Reese Witherspoon.
Right. Yeah.
Absolutely rented its head off.
Yeah.
I don't know why it did, but I mean, it was not a bad movie, but it wasn't fantastic. This is back in the day when we probably got 120 units of a movie, and it just rented like crazy. So it was one that stands out as being it probably came out in our absolute heyday as well. It was at probably 2003, 2004 when it came out, when we were just peaking that. So, but yeah, it rented really, really well.
And what's the next step for you? Are you going to be stay in this sort of movie kind of?
No, well, there isn't. There must be an industry for it to move into. No, we're I actually do mortgage broking, so I've been doing that for a couple of years. So I'll continue doing that and probably concentrate a little bit more on it. I'll probably look for another business because I've been self-employed. I've done a business for the best part of 20 years, so it's just what I'm used to doing. I mean, mortgage broking is my own business as well, but I still want to do something I like retail. I like working with people.
Yeah, right.
So I like customers that come in and the interaction, that sort of stuff. I've worked in retail for 30 plus years. So started out at David Jones when I was just a young fella.
All right.
When I was much thinner, less grey.
Yeah. Well, if there's one last thing you can say to your customers over all these years, what would it be?
Oh, look, I say it to them every time they come in. I've always loved the customers that come in. You know, thank them for the business. I mean, what we've always said to our staff is that the customer pays our wages. I mean, I'm just a facilitator. I take their money and give it to the staff. But at the end of the day, if without them, we don't have a business at all. So we've had a lot of really, really good, loyal support for a long time here, and we're grateful for it. We've had a good time. Even though we're going out of business, I can't complain. We've had a great run.
Yeah, definitely.
We've had a really good run, and we've had a really good time doing it, and we've made some money, and we haven't had a bad run at all. So I'm not leaving here sad in any way. I'm leaving here quite happy and content with the 16 years I've had here, and the customers I've had, and the staff we've had. That have we've all looked after each other, and it's been a good time.
Yeah. Well, you stuck it out a lot longer than some of the others.
Yeah, we managed to keep our head just about here somewhere, just above water.
Well, all good things have to come to an end.
Unfortunately, all good things come to an end. Yeah. But we've still got, like I said, lots of movies, so someone can come down and buy the movies.
Well, best of luck for the future.
Thank you very much.
Yes, there are plenty of movies, DVDs, Blu-rays, games, as you said, shelves. If you want shelves, everything you possibly want, come down and buy some stuff.
Yeah, well, we're open every day and probably be at least until mid-October.
Mid-October.
At least.
Awesome. Cool. Well, thank you for talking with us today.
Thanks very much.
Cool. Thank you.